If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world knows it.
I just really don't like that dude.
Why?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not
I don't like him about.
Terence, Crawford, and Gervont have been at loggerheads for a while now, and we just never imagined how bad things could be if a physical meeting happened until now.
For you, Tank, at 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look? 147? 147. I tapped that chain. You know he going to sleep. I already know. I already know where you got the chain.
It's almost fight week for Gervonta Davis, and while he wraps up his training camp and gets himself ready for his 31st fight and 29th knockout, he and his opponent Lamontroach had a behind-the-scenes press meeting where a roundtable interview was conducted between the pair at Brooklyn, New York. Around the venue where the fight will be fought, Terencecrawford, on the other hand, has been in New York since Gervonta Davis's fight against Dennis Baroni.
Whoever! I told Tank know what's up. You know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean? He want to fight these.
The fight was fought on Valentine's Day at Madison Square Garden, and Terencecrawford was one of the big names present alongside Claressa Shields and some other top boxers ever since Terencecrawford has been in New York, as he plans to move to Saudi Arabia from there to watch Shakur Stevenson take on Floyd Schofield. Shockingly, Crawford turned up for the press meeting between Gervonta Davis and Lamontroach, and the whole meeting soon descended into a brawl as Terencecrawford interrupted Tank's meeting after Gervonta Davis confronted him over some of his recent comments about him.
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Crawford admitted to having made the comments and dared Gervonta to make a move. Unfortunately, Terencecrawford made the faster move and shoved Tank Davis before people pulled them apart from each other. Well, here's what really happened, and here's the statement Terencecrawford made that got them into their latest feud. The 37-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska, has achieved more than many fighters dream of since making his professional debut back in March 2008, including winning world titles across 4 weight divisions and the undisputed championship at both super lightweight and welterweight, as he prepares to return to the ring in a mega fight against Mexican superstar Sal Canelo Alvarez later this year. Bud has sent a message out to a reigning world champion that he claims is arrogant.
I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards.
Speaking on the Cigar Talk podcast, Crawford addressed his feelings towards World Boxing Association lightweight champion Gervonta Davis, admitting he doesn't like the 30-year-old from Baltimore. "I just really don't like that dude. Like, I really don't like him. I don't like anything about him. I just feel like, he's just one of these arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him. And you know what I mean, he in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that." Bud was then asked if he respects David as a fighter. Yeah, he's a damn good fighter. You know what I mean? I respect him as a fighter. He definitely got skills, he got power, he got tremendous boxing ability. But like his core personality and his ways, nah.
I'm talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break you.
A potential showdown between the American stars looks unlikely to happen anytime soon based on the current weight gap that separates both. Crawford's last outing came at 154 PBS last August, with his showdown against Canelo set to take place at 168 pounds, the highest weight division that Tank has fought in is super lightweight. Although the majority of his career success has come at lightweight, it has been an impossible puzzle for his opponents to crack so far and boast an unblemished 30 record. Davis holds the WBA belt in a stacked lightweight division that is crying out for unification bouts.
Man, he's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah,
but like his core personality.
So Lomachenko owns the IP title. Shakur Stevenson is in possession of the WBC belt, while Gervonta Davis recently snatched the WBO strap away from Dennis Barrick on Valentine's Day with a sickening body shot KO. Crawford was in attendance to watch his training partner dispatch Baroni and told Fight Hype in the immediate aftermath that Dant wouldn't fare well against Kezan or Shakur Tank. knows what it is up to. He said he knows what he is up against if he is going to fight Shakur or Kaysen. He wants to fight these guys that everybody in the world knows aren't going to give him a fight. They aren't mentally there. They might have a little skill here and there, but mentality-wise, they are not going to be able to keep it up the whole fight. And those two guys, Shakur and Kaysen, are going to be the ones to give him his first.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
Shakur and Kaysen are of the same thinking and expressed their opinions on a possible showdown with Dant during exclusive interviews with TalkSport. Calm over the last few weeks, Kaysen beamed with confidence as he compared a matchup with Gervonta to the beating Crawford dished out on Errol Spence Jr. in July 2023 for the undisputed welterweight crown. I see myself putting the same beating on Gervonta as Terence did on Spence, Keane told TalkSport. Calm, I feel like his style is perfect for my style. I'm young, I don't think it will go the full 12, but I can fight 12 rounds if it comes down to it. I'm smarter than him inside and outside of the ring. I'm just smarter than him, period. The only thing we are always going to mention is that one punch guys that everybody in the world know that ain't going to give them no fight. They not mentally there, you know what I mean? They might have a little skills here and there, but mentally wise they not going to be. I have power, and I've knocked fighters out with one punch. But he has done it consecutive times. We know he has got that one punch, but we don't know yet what I truly have because I only have 12 fights, and I've only been fighting on a truly elite level for 3 fights. This fight will be my 4th against Terancecrawford, so there are a lot of factors that you don't know yet. I am better than I am showing you guys already. Stevenson has been chasing the Dant fight for several years to no avail, and still doesn't know why it hasn't gotten across the line, although he knows the man who can make it happen. He's the big superstar, he's the big name, the biggest pay-per-view superstar in the sport of boxing. So with him being the biggest name and attraction, it's on him to make it happen, Stevenson told TalkSport. Calm able to keep it up that whole fight, and them two guys right there, you know I mean, is going to be the ones that, you know, give him his first. The ball is in his court. I can't say I'm going to send him an offer. Turkey Alec and Turkey has got the money. I don't have the money to send Gervonta Davis a big enough offer. I don't know why it hasn't happened. He is a weird human being. I don't have much respect for him, to be honest. Davis returns to action on March 1st in Brooklyn against WBA's super featherweight champion Lamontroach. Providing he comes through the fight unscathed, he is expected to fight one of the 3 champions next. Is said no Jai, hey, I got round 5, yeah, I got round 6. Gervonta Davis, speaking about you do that, is that ever a possible fight? Yeah, if Lomachenko appears to be the front runner at this stage, as Davis's team approached the Ukrainian slickster over a fight last year, only for LMA to opt to take some time away from the sport. Instead, essentially, the fight between Gervonta Davis and Crawford was an offshoot of what happened at the Ring Magazine Awards in London in January, as Gervonta Davis was one of the notable absentees. Music. The entire boxing royalty marked their presence at the London Ring Awards. However, a few were noticeably absent, perhaps the most prominent being Gervonta Davis. The Ring Magazine Awards ceremony brought together the best boxers of today in London this weekend, with the exception of Gervonta Davis, who, despite announcing his retirement for 2025, his unbeaten record after 30 fights with 28 knockouts places him in the elite of boxing. Tank was probably not invited because he is not on good terms with Riot Season and Sheikh Turkey Alec, who also owns the Ring Magazine. It seems the lightweight champion wasn't too pleased about it either, feeling as though he had been left out of the invites. Davis made several posts on his X account, which he later deleted, but Crawford took the opportunity to mock him, which generated a dispute on social networks that has continued until Tuesday. His displeasure quickly followed a series of deleted posts where he slammed both the organizers and the attendees. Tank Davis might not be on the most favorable terms with the Riot Season team. While the reasons behind his absence from the Ring Awards remain uncertain, he did receive a response, one that came from Terencecrawford. The two champions have been at loggerheads for some time, trading barbs and taunts in the past. Reports suggests that Crawford, who recently met with a Turkey Alec, may be inching closer to an epic showdown with Canelo Alvarez later this year, taking a jive at Von Davis. Crawford laughed loudly. I see somebody mad they weren't invited to the Ring Magazine gala. I remember being left out, that's why when they let me in I crashed the party. Bud Crawford posted along with some mocking emojis in response to the deleted posts from Gervonta Davis, but some were rescued by users. Well, to understand why Crawford responded with a taunt, we need to look back at the post. Gervonta Davis music shared. Though the post appeared to have been deleted, a few publications managed to update them in their reports why they didn't invite everybody. Davis asked in his post, adding, but they invited people they deal with get out of here, stop bum eating. Then, seemingly pointing at Eddie Hearn, he added, look at that little rat, thinking he came up on something. Now tell them all to fight each other since they have a heavy roster, he continued. Gervonta also had words for Turkey Lake, first asking them to take the opportunity to fight among all the guests, and then criticizing the Sheikh for not knowing anything about boxing music. His words seemed to allude to the Riot season head. They want to act like this guy is good for boxing when he is not good at stuff. If so, why is he not building the people where he is from? This guy knows nothing about boxing at all, and this is who they're turning to. They want to act like this guy is good for boxing when he's not good at anything. If so, why isn't he training people from where he's from? This guy doesn't know anything about boxing. And that's who they're turning to. Tank Davis posted in another of the messages deleted from his ex account. Then he ranted about how, unlike him, many fighters are willing to leave American shores to make their money, but in the end all they get is a barely countable crowd attending their fights. The dispute between Davis and Crawford continued until Tuesday, apparently because Gervonta bragged to Ter that he had more money. Davis seemingly didn't take too kindly to Crawford's response, and in more since deleted posts called out Bud over how much money